Hey guys, quick little video. Why they're not saying see you all next season in season 5? And at the end of season 5, I just wanted to end season 5. I knew I would be starting season 6. Guys, a common question. Not upon, do you have a set end date for this season or no? Yes. Like I said before in past videos, Thomas stopped telling them these stories after October 9th of 84. And being how the series is set in the late 50s, early 60s, I don't have years worth to talk about. Will you make more season tabs for future seasons? Until 1984, yes. Season 7, season 8. Season 7 going to be 19 going to be in fact I plan to start season 7 next year. But instead of trailers, I'm just gonna jump right into the season. This might be the last season with trailers before I just jump because I might have to learn how to type all these names in myself. You see, season 7 gonna be the years. Gonna be the years 19, 1950 through 1955, and season 8 will be 1955 to 1950. From 1950. Did I say 1950? So season 7 gonna be 19, 1970. How about Thomas give you hey Thomas Smith, we have a question. What is it? What was you keep we're okay with you telling us stories that happened in the past. Thomas, what? I think there's a gap in your story, said Dan. Yeah, there is. A gap in your story. You jumped from the year 1955 to 1975. And that gap thinks, I did! But those years had a lot of, well, mediocre events. And I said, then, I mean, dark. Yeah? I'm, I don't, well, the truth to be told, the years 19, the years 1955 to 1959 were full of a lot of weird stuff. Like, weird. Like, that's the best way I can describe those particular. Even though it was kind of sad to see our number 7 retire, here, and the fact, controller at the end of the of the 70s, the first the Topham Hatt the first retired. Yeah, we know that. You've told us what happened, but we would like to know what exactly happened in between the years 19, 1955 to 1950, from 1955 to 1959, which is going to be season 8. As there I was, so after my Denendar as happened during the Met era, during the meta era of the island path. And then I thought for a minute about how I can explain to them that the late 50s weren't full of a lot of, well, enjoyment. Especially, after the fact controller. As I said, well, I guess I could. I guess I could. If that's what you really want, if that's what you really want, I guess it. Dan said, why are you sad, Thomas? For those years uneventful? Were those specific years uneventful? As I said, yes, those specific years were uneventful. It doesn't, those years were kind of, well, boring. Not much happened. Which is why season 8 is going to have only 10 episodes. Now, I'm going to go back to 20. I might go back to 20. But we don't care, Thomas. We want to know exactly what happened. We came to the railway in the late 80s, even though we came, remember? Remember, we came to the railway in the late 80s? So we have no idea what the 50s, 60s, 70s, and the year after we were bought by the second Church on Pat in 1985. In 1985, we were bought. Yeah, Den and Dark have only been on the railway. By 2015, they've only been on the railway for 35 years. They started all the way back in 1985 for both of those. Oh, you don't know what the 50s were like? Yeah, the 40s, 50s, even the 1920s are mystery to us, said Den. Yeah, in Dark. It's your story, Thomas. We're able to find out. As I said, as I didn't, as I was happy. As I said, oh, I said, yeah, but back on topic. Those the years 1955 to 1959 were pretty sad. We're pretty sad. We're pretty sad. Are pretty like bad, mediocre, whatever. Like the current state of the show, like the current state of my show, which is why I began to retell them, and because I thought my show could take it after season 5 and after Wilbur Aubrey passed on. But then said, Thomas, please tell us what happened. Please tell us what happened. Okay, it was the year 1950. It was the year 1956. The, the first Fat Controller was there. Hey, Thomas, you have been really useful, he said. He said to me, as I replied back, thank, thanks, sir. Anything else? Well, 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 I am leaving on a vacation for a little bit. My wife, I don't, Mr. Purse, I am leaving on a little vacation for a little bit. I mean, I've been the controller for over 45 years now. Remember, I started at the end of. Remember, I started when Mr. Star retired in late 1930. In late 1945, I started controlling, and it now owns the year 1950. Yeah, I haven't had a day off, a vacation from the railroad, and over 30 since then. And I said, why? Well, I don't want to really retire, go on a vacation away from the railroad. As I asked, as I asked the fat controller, where are you going? Oh, I'm going to the seaside town of Normandy on the little western. I hear that's a great vacation spot, Thomas. Oh, I hear that's a great vacation spot. Now Percy and Wilbert, yes sir, and yes sir. You two, do, well, Wilbert, being how you've been taking over most of the term we work since he retired in the and back and forth. I thought you were talking to me about a promotion. You're right, Percy. I thought you were. Percy talked to the back and forth about that, which is why he's not here in the present. I thought you were talking about promotion for me. That would be the station pilot of Vickerstown. Now now Bruce is now the station pilot. Then why hasn't he returned in 35 years? And over. How, when did this happen? 1956. This happened in 1956. Yeah? Well, but it's currently the year 2015 and I haven't heard from my best friend since. Haven't heard from my best friend since. Basically, what happened at the end of this decade, at the end of this year, Percy, I remember what happened. Can I give a head? There we were back at Bar Corsets, and I said, Percy, why are you going? Why are you going? To, 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 Percy said, on that day I felt very sad that I was losing my best friend. And I said, Percy, why are you going all the way to the far side of the island? Percy replied back, I'm just doing what the Fat Controller told me to do, Thomas. Man, I will see you again soon. Maybe next Godfrey Day. Maybe next Godfrey Day. Percy kept his chin up. But then the Fat Controller told him it was time to go. My best friend was going. That's why. What happened to Wilbur? Oh, Wilbur. Oh, I hear that Wilbur now at the. Oh, I hear that Wilbur moved. Oh, what happened to Wilbur? As I watch my best friend leave the yard that we've been together with over 35 years from when he came to the railway in 1926 all the way to now, my best friend left. What happened to Wilbur? You never told us why you were so happy to have us. Well, I was basically all alone. I was basically all alone. Because later in 1958, less than 2 years after Percy moved, the Phantom Puller gave Wilbur a brand new job somewhere else on the island. And Wilbur. And by the way, guys, this story might not be canon to season 8 or whatever. I mean, this season might not be canon yet to the season the season the season 8. Once again, I walked one of my friends, but for Wilbur, I didn't feel sad like I did with Percy. Once again, I watched both of their friends leave leave the rail yard. After 2 years, there I was, just sitting there wondering where Percy and Wilbur left at the workman clothes, all because there was no other group. Well, what happened next? For a time, I moved back to Timmins and only used these sheds, only used the Farquhar sheds as like a rest stop. As I was really sad. I was all on my own, which I felt weird. And that but one day, but then you know what happened. Yeah, we were bought. You were just alone. Wait, you were alone? Yeah, that's why I spent all of the all of the Saturdays in Tim's shed. So that's why I said, oh, so so after so let me tell you what happened. In 56, Percy left. In 58, Wilbur left. Okay, I was a little bit distraught over Percy leaving, but I got over that in less than a year. So almost 50, a little bit of 67 was spent on Percy. But then I didn't get over Wilbur. I didn't I didn't know what to do. I had no more friends. The only other friends all my friends moved on from Farquhar. As I thought Toby, the Fat Controller Railway Museum in Bakersfield, Percy, the Fat Controller Museum, Wilbur, who knows where that guy is? I have a feeling that he was Final Fire. Why do you have a feeling that he was Final Fire? Why do you have why do you have a feeling that Wilbur was Final Fire? Because I haven't heard from him in over 35 years since 1958. Wait, even taken in. Also, Gordon Alley did apologize to me in 1992 for taking Annie Clarabelle. Tell us stories that like that story. You know what? I might do that, guys, because you're my only friend. There I was alone on my going on my branch line. Like, like, and also I was overworked because why were you overworked, Thomas? Why were you overworked? Why were you overworked? Because has Wilbur, Toby, and Percy all ran Yeah, we know. They ran that little division of your the freight division. Now you were expecting me to take freight. What about Daisy? What about the other one? Daisy? Oh, shoot. Kate? Shoot. Yeah, it was just me, Kate, Rosie, me, and Mavis. It was just me, Kate, Mavis, and Daisy. I mean, that was the Farquhar team. It used to look so much better back in the day. This is when I started to reminisce about my past life, which leads us to now. This takes place in 1981. Then what? Well, I was still proud, but then, well, because I was the only one really doing much work on the Farquhar branch line, the back of Fuller almost closed it down in the late in the early 80s. He wanted to close down the line because it wasn't making as much money as it did. I tried to tell him the reasons, but he didn't listen. He thought that then his grandpa, the first top man, the original factory, told him, well, you keep replacing, I want to replace more engine with those oily stains, Dad. How dare you talk to me? Those oily stains have no place on the, well, there's Stephen Topham has. By the way, that's so broke. Okay, right now, this is Sir Bert from Topham Hat. Sir Stephen, and then Sir Lowen, and then Sir Lowen. Sir Stephen Topham Hat said, Sir Lowen, Sir Stephen, and Bert from Topham Hat talked in his office for what, like hours. But he didn't want to get, he wanted more diesel. But, but, but Bert from Topham Hat, even though Crackle Crawler, didn't understand that. New But why did he want to replace two engines that been new? Don't you? I at least replaced Toby with Wilbur. What happened? Even though he passed away about the same time at Wilbur, he passed away in 1997 due to old age. And Steven, left without his parents' advice, he went on full in with Diesel. In fact, stories I've not told you about then, I might tell you stories that happened after 1984. Because, anyway, where am I? I haven't seen any of my old friends in over 35 years. Here, I'm wondering. I said I should feel sad. That much, as I say, what? Where are you, Percy? Where are you, Percy? Where are you, Percy? But then Annie told me that Percy got transferred to another branch line in the late in the late 70s, early 80s, and they haven't heard from him since. He will transfer to the Kirk Ronan line. He will transfer to the Kirk Ronan line, and then start Now you know about what happened before you came to the railroad. Any questions, Jen? Yes, one. I feel sad for you Thomas. Why don't you talk to Sir Lone Top of a Hat, aka the third generation of the Fact Controller? Yeah, you should talk to him about maybe talk about Dan Percy down here. How long ago have you not seen or spoken to him? In a long time. I don't even know if Percy's even around. My boiler told me it's alive, but I know for reality he might have been after be replaced with Joshua back in the late '90s, which means he was been scrapped or I don't know. Thomas, you should talk to him because he's right here. Thomas, man, I heard your story. My my grandfather wanted Percy to be on the Kirk Ronan line, but still sleep here. But then paperwork got messed up somewhere some time ago. And he's sleeping and being on the Kirk Ronan don't have much of a shed. And well, Wilbur and Percy are both working on the Kirk Ronan line. Really? Why? Because the Kirk Ronan line doesn't have much engine. They only got both transferred to the Kirk Ronan line, but they occasionally do jobs on. I like my I found my old grandfather, like my like my like my third like like not the guy my great grandpa's paperwork in his office just the other day. And what was that? That Percy. Cheer up, Thomas. They're coming back. Now you two are going to be transferred to NAFR, Chef. That going to be okay? Yes. Thomas, it's great to see you again. It's Percy. As I later told my driver the story, just to put up on the thing called YouTube. As I said, Percy, Percy, uh, Percy, Wilbur. I haven't seen you guys over 35 since the late '50s, and since since the late '50s, and this is where you've been all the time. You've been on the Kirk Ronan line. Indeed, we have. But so low and high, the current back of Poland put us back here at our old stomping ground. As I'm like, it's good to see you guys again. It's good to see you guys again. Now, Percy, but I wanted to, but Percy, I have so much to tell you about what's happened on this line, and you can catch up. You can, as Sir Lowell Bertram, Stephen, then Sir Lowell. You can catch up right now. But Percy, are you okay with going back to this line? We're okay, Factor Puller, as long as I get to see my best friend Thomas around. You don't know how happy I am to see you guys again. I thought that you might have left me forever after that little argument. No, never, Thomas. I forgave you years ago. I just haven't seen you since. Really? But now, Percy, I have so much to tell you about where I've been these last few years. I heard I heard that in the late I heard that in I F F I heard that in the late '70s you went back to Tim Shaz for a little bit. That you went back to to Timoshev. Was that true? Or did Edward lie about it? I said, no, Percy. I did go back to Timoshev. Because I was all alone. I was all alone. We I left well, this is gonna be not the present the, the last President story. There's gonna be a couple more. But anyway, guys, this is it for this little video that turned out to be a massive video. Yeah. So see you guys tomorrow for Godfrey Day. So until then, I'm Napon. Thanks for watching. Thank See you later.